100% of everything.
Yeah, for people who don't know, which I don't know why they won't know, let them know who you are.
Hi, I'm Aron, I'm Regional Director from American Atheists, and I am here at Speaker's Corner in London, and this is an interesting place. We don't have any place like this in my country, unfortunately. A place where people can come and argue about religious beliefs openly. You know, a place like this, I guess maybe we don't have it in the States because everybody has guns. I don't know.
You saying that they shoot each other as soon as they hear something they don't like?
Yeah, I don't know how well this would work there, but I have a bucket of chuckles when I come here.
Yeah. So what is it that you do?
I do videos advocating science, education, and also secular politics, because I think one of the worst things that is happening in my country right now is that the religious right owns and controls everything, and they make legislation that is unfair, and that we need to fight against that. So I'm advocating for atheism, secular policies, humanist values, and science.
Yeah. What would you say is some of your most noteworthy moments?
Noteworthy
in terms of debates that you've done.
Oh, I've done a couple of debates. I had a debate on radio with Ray Comfort, where I got to argue with him that he said there was no transitional species, and so I argued, well, okay, how do you know that? Because what features would you look for in a transitional species? And he says, oh, I wouldn't, because I'd know I was made in the image of God. Because he's just going to dodge the question, which is typical.
Okay.
I see religion as largely make-believe. And very often I can tell that people kind of know that what they believe isn't really true, because they won't let themselves get into a position where they actually have to challenge or question their faith. And I've heard people tell me that they're objective and they follow scientific evidence and everything, but then moments later they'll confess that they would rather take a bullet in the ear than give up their faith. And I'm like, oh, so much for your objectivity, right? So people tell me that what they believe matters more to them than truth. And sometimes they'll even put that up in the marquees of their churches, where faith overturns facts, things like that.
Okay. And so what do you feel is, I don't know, do you feel like that's a problem? If so, for what reason?
Absolutely, yes, because I think that only accurate information has practical application. There is no value in believing a lie.
No value.
Right. The only value any information can have is however accurate you can show it to be. And if you can't show that it's accurate at all, then it has no value at all. So now think about it. Anytime somebody says that Jesus died for my sins, if you can't show that that's a true statement, there's no value in that claim.
So do you feel like the effects of people believing this on them personally?
Yes, I think that I'm an anti-theist. I believe that religion is a net negative against humanity. That whatever rare occurrence that somebody can claim to about a bake sale or whatever their church might do, that some isolated thing that was good for somebody, we have volumes and volumes of horrible atrocities performed by those same religions. And that they overwhelm them. So religion, organized religion, unorganized religions, cults, all of them are a detriment to mankind. And the biggest problem with them is faith. Faith is the most dishonest position it is possible to have.
So there's nothing at all that you notice about religion that you would say is a good thing, a benefit to humanity?
No.
All right, cool.
Can I give you a question to ask?
Yeah, go on.
Or
you want to ask a question, you can ask?
Sure.
Just a quick question from some of the audience members.
2 seconds. So you feel that there's no value at all in holding a belief that you can't factually prove?
I said there's no value in a claim.
In a claim?
Yeah, if you can't show the truth of it, and the truth is what the facts are. Everybody wants to say that their belief is the absolute truth, that it's a fact that God exists, that the Bible is the truth. But it can't be truth if it's not true. If we can't show that it is true, we can't say that it is. We have to be able to show it first. So it is dishonest to assert baseless, unsupported speculation as though it were a matter of fact.
Right.
But that's what all religions do, because they're fundamentally dishonest.
So you want to ask a few more questions. Do you mind having a discussion after?
Yeah, sure.
Do you mind having a discussion with him after?
With who?
With William, his name is. After.
I don't mind having a discussion.
Yeah? Let's just wrap up this one quickly.
Okay.
So what brings you to Speaker's Corner?
I'm here in London, more or less on holiday this time around, and this is one of the places I wanted to make sure that I could visit, because as I said, we don't have anything like this in the States, and I enjoy being able to come out here and have these kind of discussions.
So what's been your experience, and what do you think about interacting with people here in the flesh?
Well, there's a problem when you're talking to people directly as when you're arguing online. I actually prefer arguing online because people will assert that they have scientific data, but nobody has the scientific data in their back pocket. You know, when you're arguing online and somebody says there's a study that shows, you can demand the citation. When they say there is no evidence, I can show that evidence. So you have to show up links, charts, graphs, illustrations, whatever. But these are things that when you're arguing face to face in real time, it's impossible to pull up everything that you need for every verification of what you're saying. So at some point, it's better to argue online where you can back it up.
Yeah. So it's been your actual experience though. You've had a few discussions since you've been here. How have you found them?
It's always a bit maddening because I can't seem to get people to understand the base rules, like that you shouldn't assert empty speculation as though it's true. Just because you say it's true doesn't mean it's true. Just because it's in the Bible doesn't mean it's truth. You know, that's just one of many rules that I see being broken. Another is there's a collection of fallacies involved here, like the question-begging fallacy that is rampant through here. You know, I believe because I believe, more or less. The Bible's true because the Bible says so, something along those lines. Though they don't usually express it that way.
Okay.
All I see in defense of religion are frauds, falsehoods, and fallacies.
Okay. All right, cool, man. We're going to wrap it up still and get you into a discussion with William.
All right.
Straight now. All right, thanks for doing the interview, though.
Content over everything. From your belly. Man, say it straight. Man, don't listen to BBC. Man, don't listen to ITV.
So anyway, a few questions, because I just listened to your previous comment with the camera. I want to ask some things. Do you think there's no value in a story that isn't true? Can you get value from a story that isn't true as in the way that you imagine truth?
I quite enjoyed Harry Potter.